And welcome to Warrior Super Chat, our candid discussion with those superstars in the Woods School District. Over the past few months, we were very fortunate to have those who have been implementing the new technology within the school district. Today, I'm very fortunate to have 4 students from the Woods School District that have actually had their hands in the pudding, so to speak, with this new means of education. From my far right, I have William Simpson and Karen Sanchez, who are seniors. Go
yes,
Senior Warriors. And on my left, I have Jasmine Reed and Alex Denny, juniors from the school. Glad that you could join us. I've been really looking forward to having a little sit-down discussion with those who've actually played with the toys. And let's get started with the senior side of things. How has this been, what type of transition do you feel has been going on from that typical learning that you started basically probably as freshmen to where you are today?
Well, for starters, it's kind of like you used to be able to do things all by yourself, and it would be like it's just you working on something. But now it's like you can depend on other people, and you have to learn how to work as a group and learn how to work together, which is kind of a newer thing.
Also, moving up from like freshman year to senior year, a lot of like the stuff that we used to do for like project-based and stuff, it would be on poster boards and stuff, and then senior year it's more like media kind of.
So you're definitely mixing that new technology, going out with, like you said, those poster board, the cardboard cutout kind of things, to now maybe more of a PowerPoint or video.
Yeah.
Do you think that has enhanced your learning, or and even maybe brought out some creativity that you may not have known you had?
Yeah, it definitely brings out your creativity from like trying to learn how to use new kind of technologies and stuff.
And also, it's kind of enhanced us because we're moving into an age where we have to use a lot more technology, stuff like cardboard. So the fact that we're using more technology in the school setting is just only going to prepare us for the future.
Absolutely. Let's take a look on the junior side of things. Of course, when you guys started, you're kind of doing a half and half almost, where they got the beginning and the end. You're going to be doing half and half now. You've got this year coming up, and then, of course, your senior year. Are you looking forward to seeing what you're building to where you'll be as seniors? How do you feel that's going to be?
I think it'll benefit us a lot because, like, I feel like as we go on in AGS, I see more people's skills are like brought up through presentation and other things. So I feel like it's going to be really good.
Yeah, and even like you can see the most shy people like in the school, they have gotten like you can like see a different side of them when they're presenting. Like you just see that other side, and it's really interesting to see.
That's great. Everyone has mentioned playing around with basically, as we adults say, collaborating, but partnerships and all of these collaborations together. Do you think that has changed the way in which you look at learning? Because now, like you had said, William, that you're used to doing things one-on-one, just you and a book or you and something else. Now you're basing everything off of what someone else is helping you with. How do you feel that that has changed?
It just kind of changed the way how you have to process through learning sometimes. How you have to go through your own form of learning. Because before, it used to just be you, and you could look down the book and look at it for a few hours. Or you with a group of people, and you just, each work on your own piece. And if some information comes up, then you can just tell the other person. You guys can just bounce ideas back off, and it just helps grow the mind.
Yeah, it definitely helps you with learning to take other people's opinions into perspective when working all together.
It's an interesting way to look at it. I like that. Do you feel the same way in that regard?
Yeah, definitely. And as we kind of go through the grades, like as we kind of move up, you can see like we start to collaborate with each other more. And like we get better at like working with each other and like kind of becoming a family.
I like the way that you say that, becoming a family. Let's talk about how these groups are assigned, because obviously the old method is the infamous, you're my best friend, I'm going to pick you. That's probably not how that's going on all the time, is it? No, you're shaking your head no. Obviously you're getting to work with different people all the time. How has that changed?
I think that working with different people has benefited you because when you work with your friends, it's kind of like you kind of get off task a lot. But working with other people, you get to like see how they feel about stuff, and you can just like collaborate more and try to work towards a common goal instead of trying to just, we're my friend, we just do whatever.
Probably cuts back on those late night study sessions that are like 40% work and 60% fun.
Yeah.
But Alex, you said something that I really liked was that you're growing as a family, and again that idea of making those groups that aren't just always your friends are now becoming your friends. So I'm sure your groups are now a little more difficult to say, well, I want to work with you because that was a good task, but the other way around. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, you actually kind of, like, as we, like, if they say you get to pick your partners for your group, because there are obviously different methods, but if they say that, then you know who to go to. You're like, I know this person works hard. You don't just base it off of friendship. You're like, I collaborate with these guys. They work hard. I want these guys in my group because I know we'll get the job done.
And also, it's kind of weird in a way how sometimes you might not be friends with that person, but you work well with them, and then you sort of build a friendship.
Sure.
And then it's almost like, well, I know everyone in the room, and it'll be easy to work with everyone in here because we already know each other, we already talk to each other. It's just kind of that family mentality that gets built in.
Do you think that you will see that as, again, as you're growing as a senior, going into that final jump where you were probably used to being with the same group of people? You're meeting new people, so to speak, but even though they've been in your class the whole time, do you feel that you've pretty much know your class now? And I'll open it up to the juniors as well, but do you feel that the same way?
Oh, definitely, yeah. We've all gotten to, well, like they say, when they say pick your partners, you know who to go to. But then again, when groups are assigned to you, it really helps with getting to know everybody, like, in the class, so.
Same way?
Yeah, it's definitely the same way.
Yeah, there are a lot of people I never talked to before, but since we were in groups, we've become basically friends now.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to see that you're growing in that way. And obviously, in the real world, you can't always work with friends. You have to make new friends or meet new people. So it's a little difficult. But as you're going, and you've kind of hit on it on this side, and I'm curious to see when you're talking about managing those groups and making those friendships and those changes, do you see that to be something that you're going to obviously bring forward in hopefully college and then eventually the working world, so to speak?
Oh, definitely. Because as the way how most jobs do it now, you work in groups or pods of different people. And you have to learn how to work with them. And that's just us doing it right now is only going to help us in the future when we get a job. And it also help us in college because there are going to be moments where we are going to have to work with other people to get something done. And we already have that experience of working together, and that will only help us and make us better at what we're going to do.
And obviously, like I said, they're getting ready to walk out the door. They're there, but you've got 2 more years to go. So how are you looking at that management with people and working in those groups like that?
It's definitely, well, I try to, like some people in my grade, I like to plan for the future. So I do like to see it that way, as in we're getting ready for that. I could get thrown in a group of people who I don't like and learn how to collaborate with them, and then I could just kind of learn how to get the job done with those people, even though I don't collaborate well with them in the beginning.
And would you say it's more like a how do I want to say this? I don't want to say you're always looking for those who are going to gel well, obviously, to make the project go, but I guess what I'm looking at is, are you looking at more of leaders, or do you think you're all following what the book is telling you? Are you growing as leaders, I guess, is more what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I feel like we're all more growing as leaders, and we're all trying to learn how to work together and just make everything better, because I know when I was in middle school, I wasn't really a leader. I would more just sit back and try to I would do good work, but I would be more shy. But now I feel like I've more come out to be able to work together with people and be a leader in a group, so to speak.
And building off of being the leader, how do you think obviously I think that's probably carried on to you guys. However, you're looking at college applications and what is that? How is PBL training you to go forward to the next level in college that you may have one leg up, say, on someone who's going to another district that doesn't have this opportunity?
Well, PBL opens you to like a more global kind of. It opens your mindset to be more globally open, and I know from my friends that have been seniors that have been interviewed to go to. One of my friends actually was interviewed for Princeton. They ask you about. There's this question that they ask you during the interview about a global concept, and he said that if he wasn't in AGS, he wouldn't have been able to like answer that one question. Wow. So it definitely helps with like saying things with a more global mindset.
And also, something else you can put on to your resume. Like saying that you have an experience of not only like working with other people, but also have the experience of getting a job done in this new style of learning, which is, you know, just like how it's going to be in the future. It's just something that you can put on your resume, and it will just stand out beyond some of these other school districts that just don't have this.
Sure. So we're kind of getting down to the bottom of our time here, but I do want to kind of wrap up with some of the things that you're liking about project-based learning here. What type of projects are you finding that you most gravitate towards that are like, these are the things that get me up in the morning, that I'm happy to go to school? I know that's probably not always in your forefront of your mind, especially since it's summer. But Alex, you want to start us off and we'll go this way?
Well, we actually had a speakeasy project that we did, and I think I just took yours.
But it shows what kind of fun things that you're doing, that if you're all gravitating towards things.
We made a music video, and we presented it. We also made like a CD and an album cover for songs from the 1920s and 30s. And so we picked like that era, and we got to dress up, and we like brought in snacks and food, and we watched all the music videos, and it was like a party. It was one of the best presentations ever, and it's by far my favorite project yet.
Obviously, Alex said she stole yours, Jasmine, but do you have something that's similar? Or?
For our last project, we did this thing called an Ignite Talk, where you basically, it's like you get to the point and like each slide progresses after like 15 minutes, and you basically have to tell a story around it. And we also made a time capsule. We all had different times in like history from like 1950s to now. And I think that was really fun because it makes you remember stuff more, and it makes you like, projects help you get to like, you remember this instead of like reading the book and then going on and you forget it like after a month or so.
Karen, what's been a highlight for you?
A highlight for me was this project that we actually had this year, and it was where we had to make our own political party, and it was from a group of 4 to 5 people. We had different issues given to us that are actually happening today, like immigration, the tax issues, stuff like that, and we had platforms. And for each one, we have to give a reason, like why our process is the best process and why you should like vote for us. So we were basically campaigning, and it was a lot of fun.
And William,
I have a lot of projects that I think I like, but I remember my favorite one from freshman year when we had to make a Romeo and Juliet play, and we had to film it, and we had to have like an abridged version of the play. And we had to watch all these videos, and they were hilarious. And it was just one of the funniest things, one of the best projects I think I've ever gone through. I just absolutely loved it.
And, you know, I love hearing the joy, because every one of you, every time that you spoke about the projects, your eyes lit up, and you knew exactly, you pinpointed exactly when in. So I'm going to end our discussion here with the infamous question, is this making your school time at Whitten Woods a better learning experience? Or, I mean, and in general, is this what's getting you up in the morning to go to school?
Definitely.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, we're not just saying this because we have others in the room, but no, but in all seriousness, we're not kidding around here. Obviously, you guys are seeing that growth and that change. And is with PBL, with it being a part of the Whitten Woods School District, is this something that, again, you will probably talk highly about as you move on out of the district?
Definitely. I cannot see myself out of it. Yeah.
I mean, I talk about highly now because I have friends that were in Whitten Woods and were in AGS, but then they have moved districts, and they're like, all they do in the other district is bookwork, and they're by themselves, don't really work in groups. And I think I have a better experience because I get to work in groups and collaborate with people, and I just think I have a better time like going to school than people in other districts.
Well, guys, I want to thank you, first of all, for taking time out of your summer. I know it's tough, but taking time out of your summer to come and join us to discuss what has been going on in the district. So thank you all for joining us. And, of course, I want to thank all of you for joining us. It's a special time to be able to sit down and talk to the superstars within the school district of Winton Woods here on Warrior SuperCast. I'm very fortunate to have all of these join us, as well as you joining us as well. I hope to see you soon. Have a great summer, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.